Back there by Mexico. Referee saying it went backwards. Play on. Canada wanting the call, and they've got it. Here's Anton Ngongo from the Castaway Wanderers Rugby Club. Cooper Coates cutting back, fends off one player. Here's Webster. Missed ball on the outside to Teal. Gets past Samano. Big double tackle here against Teal. Referee stopping this one up. Injury on the far side of the field. Wow, we've had a lot of injuries here at Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium in day 2 of the coverage. A lot of these nations, especially the ones in the Caribbean, this is their first taste of international rugby since, well, 2019 really, so they're not quite used to as much contact. Not saying it's about Mexico, but it's just about the entire day so far. We're a bit behind schedule. We've had lots of injuries.
Absolutely, and a lot of things are being playing at this game, so of course they're super eager, and sometimes that excitement tends to end up in, you know, some injuries.
And on the other aspect of that, Canada is fresh off 2 back-to-back weekends on the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series in Singapore and Vancouver. BC Place Stadium last weekend. The guys will get, I think, a 3-week break, and then they're off to Europe for the last.
And Brian, and the Mexican guy that is being checked by the medical team is Alejandro Chavez from Mexico. But I must say that if I've met someone that it's always good and y que siempre sale bien de las lesiones, that he almost never gets injured, it's Alejandro. And Gavin can attest for this.
Fernanda, I have to admit, I'm very impressed with your skills to translate on the fly. And you mentioned before this tournament that you were a bit nervous about doing games in English. We did have 4 Spanish-speaking teams, but unfortunately Dominican Republic men and women were not able to compete this weekend, so now it's just down to Mexico men and women. But I will say you've done a fantastic job, English and Spanish, so well done for someone who did not pay attention in the French grade 4 through 6 classes that I should have paid more attention to, and cannot speak another language. I say well done to you for translating on the fly and doing a great job on the commentary this weekend.
Thank you so much. But it's also great, I mean, for us Mexicans to at least listen to these matches in Espanol. That's also great and give us the morale we need.
Absolutely. We have a very diverse region. We've got English, French, Spanish, Papiamento, Creole. We've got various languages throughout this big region of ours. But we're back underway here. Ball in the hands of Mexico. They're deep inside their own 22. They're going to have to get out of here quickly. This Canadian team, as we've seen this entire weekend, will pounce if you give them a sniff at it. Not rolling away is the penalty. I think that was against Elias Urgis. So give Mexico a chance to clear their 22. They're electing to go for touch.
Creo que es importante mencionar para nuestros amigos mexicanos e hispanoparlantes que están viendo este partido, es que evidentemente Canadá tiene una ventaja superior en el juego. Simplemente México y un partido como este tiene que verse muchísimo sobre hacer los básicos de manera correcta y no dejarse vencer y tener los mayores tries posibles.
Plenty of possession here for the men in green. Isherwood with the tackle. Spun out wide by Ansira.
Ahora Farid Samano aprovechando esa altura y esa gran potencia en el golpe. Y los mexicanos abren el balón de manera correcta.
Good quick defense there by the Canadians, and they've stolen it. Ball in the hands now of Brock Webster. He's got a man on his outside, Elias Urgis, but he doesn't need him. Offload into the hands now of Jake Teal. Here goes Jake Teal. He'll score the first try of the game. Well, he's so hard to bring down. He's long, he's rangy, and he's good at offloading. And in this instance, he just knew that Brock Webster was going to be able to get that offload off. And it was just at that point trying to outlast Franco Guerrero. And we have our first try here for the Canadians.
But as we saw yesterday, it's not over until it's over. At least Franco made a good effort tackling at the end of the line.
Absolutely. We saw that in the Canada-Mexico women's game. Pambuisa not touching the ball down, and the incredible run from 70 meters out to stop the try.
De Daniela Alvarado.
Yes. Okay. That man on your screen there, Cooper Coates from Nova Scotia, the only player on this Canadian roster from Atlantic Canada. Plays at the same club that I do, the Halifax Tars in Nova Scotia. Getting us back underway, he's got Isherwood, Ngongo, and Berna on that side. And he's going to go right towards the tall body of Anton Ngongo, who swats it back. Here's Webster getting past one. Bosch is into another. Back on the attack, the Canadians. Isherwood, Coates, cutting back, beating one player. He's got two guys in support. Here's Elias Urgas. The race is on for the second try. Ricardo Encira cannot catch him. That's the man from the UBC Thunderbirds, Elias Urgas. And it all comes from Cooper Coates, beating one, beating another, back inside ball. That's just brilliant stuff.
No hay que olvidar que el equipo canadiense juega de manera regular en la serie HSBC de Rugby 7 Mundial, por lo cual México en este partido necesita concentrarse, regresar a la defensa y poder reaccionar ante los cambios de dirección que el equipo canadiense puede hacer.
Conversion is unsuccessful. Score now 12-0 for the men in red. Coached by Henry Paul, former rugby legend in both codes of the game, rugby league and rugby union. Little stutter step there by Ngongo, but he swats that one back brilliantly. Restarts playing a pivotal role in the game of rugby sevens, and having someone like Ngongo to get the height and a good aerial lift off. But unfortunately, that one's been knocked on. So here's a good attacking platform for Mexico on the halfway line. Plenty of space ahead. If they're going to want to stay in this one, I think the next score has got to be for the men in green.
Absolutely. And Mike Villalobos is the scrum half for this game. He plays in New York for the All Blue Club in New York City.
Mexico doing an incredible job in recent years developing rugby in Mexico. You hear all the good work that they're doing, all the development, age grade men, women, 7s, 15s. It's been quite wonderful to see. And now they're back on the attack here. Up into contact there is Guerrero, wrapped up. Jake Teal bringing him down. Out there by Villalobos. Smashing into contact there, Galindo. Two players on this outside. Getting the hand now of Samano. He's the danger man. Well, he trips over his own feet. Sniper in the stands brought him down on that one. Samano is such a big body to bring down. And a penalty against Mexico. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Rad Samano. 7s or 15s, it doesn't matter. He's a danger man.
He used to play in Canada for long periods of time. 15s and 7s as well. So he might be used to the contact for the Canadian team.
Yes. Canada happy to slow things down. Here's Teal. Coates slowly walking up. Webster out the back. Played 4 or 5 games for the Toronto Arrows. Recently in Major League Rugby. Here's Isherwood. That hair just flowing in the wind. He's trying to look for his support. Throws it up. Here's Berna. Olympian from last year. Coates brought down. Ngongo. Webster. Ball is swatted down. Could have a card situation here. Isherwood looks back. Am I good to keep going? Am I all right? That was Juan Pablo Martinez knocking that one down. The advantage was still being played. And as I mentioned earlier, always play to the whistle.
Y esta es la jugada en donde Juan Pablo Martínez no logra interceptar el balón y Canadá juega la ventaja. Eso pone a los canadienses 12 puntos a 0.
Conversion is successful. Score now 19-0 in favor of Canada. Well, we've seen it since the opening kickoff that there's been a clear divide here at the RAN Sevens qualifiers here at Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. The good teams have controlled possession, and they've given absolutely no time and no space on the defense. And that's what we've seen in this game exactly. Mexico have been pinned inside their own half, struggling to get more than 1, 2, 3 phases together. And that's what really shows good quality teams. They come up in a hard line, they don't miss their tackles. And this team on your screen there on the right, you've got Seb, who's a former Canadian national men's 15s player, Henry Paul, their head coach. And as I mentioned yesterday on the broadcast, this Canadian team, had a big turnover after the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Guys like Matt Mullins, Nathan Hirayama, Harry Jones, even guys that weren't at the Olympics like Zaruba and Isaac Kay no longer in this team. Well, they've got a good young outfit. And now, Fernanda, talk to me about this Mexican side here and who they've brought to this tournament.
We have two debutants in the Mexican team. And they are doing quite well. For example, es Diego Espejel. Diego Espejel se ve muy cómodo en el balón y con la posesión del balón. Creo que ahorita en este juego no está jugando, pero las patadas las ha ejecutado de muy buena manera. Los tackles los ha hecho muy bien. Mike Villalobos no es una persona que normalmente esté jugando con el equipo mexicano, pero también podemos ver que ha entrado al quite como scrum half en este juego y que está dirigiendo muy bien el campo.
Back underway here in the second half. High hanging kick going up for it there. That mullet just looking beautiful. Here's Thomas Isherwood, catches the kick, and he's got plenty of daylight in front of him. The tackle is being made. Oh, what a huge tackle there. And he's held up just short. Penalty advantage to Canada. And I think we'll have a penalty try, actually. Isherwood hit hard with a high tackle. I think it was it Samano?
Yes, it was Samano.
Well, look at the take there. Anton Ngongo just lifting him up to the sky. Nope, not a penalty try. Referee saying high tackle or dangerous tackle only, giving a 2-minute yellow card to Samano. Now they're just going to simply go through the hands here. That's a sloppy pass here. Webster cleans it up. He's the danger man. And that's just simple stuff. Walking on in. Elias Urgas, second try of the afternoon. But that was all Thomas Isherwood right there.
Claramente el equipo mexicano está cansado después de haber corrido tantos metros para evitar ese try y finalmente Canadá logra anotar 5 puntos más.
Canada bringing on some of their bench now. It seems like they're kind of operating and they've got their starters group and they've got the next round of guys coming in. They've got two very, very dangerous large men coming on the field pretty soon here. Deshaun Bowen and Matthew Oworu, just very physical presence. They've just been two wrecking balls for this Canadian team. You see them on the far side of the pitch.
I would say, Brian, that as yesterday, maybe Farid felt the pressure for her national teammate Daniel Alvarado and tried to save that try.
Yes. Oh, beautifully taken there by Lucky Kratz. Here's Ngongo around the outside, sidesteps past one, gets by another. Well, that's just brilliant stuff.
Y ahora vemos como el jugador 10 de Canadá toma la pelota en el aire y logra pasarla y tomar el tackle y así vuelve a anotar Canadá 5 puntos. Estamos 29-0 favor Canadá. Le decía Brian Kelly que creo que el jugador Farid Samano sintió la presión de Dani Alvarado de ayer y salvar un try contra Canadá. Volvió a hacer lo mismo en esta ocasión y seguramente en los highlights podremos ver toda esa corrida desde la mitad del campo.
For the record, Fernanda, when you say something for 30 seconds in completely Spanish and my name's included in there, not really sure what you're saying about me, so. Back underway here. Couple minutes to play in this first Cup semifinal. Massive tackle there from Anton Ngongo. That was a big hit for the man from the Castaway Wanderers Club in Victoria. Into contact now. Here's Mexico. First possession that they've had in ages. Trying to get around the outside. Going to the boot, seeing a bit of space up ahead. Now the chase is on. While you see Lockie Kratz just getting back there with so much pace. Just getting past Villalobos. Sorry, Villalobos. Thank you.
No, for me, that big hit that the Mexican player received, you know, those little things are wins. He got the ball. Of course, this is a game of contact, right? But the thing that he had to do was there and was very well executed.
Brock Webster stepping off the pitch, 2018 Rugby Canada Young Player of the Year, put in an excellent shift so far in this weekend now. Isherwood finding Gongo. Kratz. Little fake kick. He's got Oworu on the outside, or sorry, Deshaun Bowen on the outside. Good tackle there from Mexico. Ngongo's got 4 guys on this open side, but he does not need him. Deshaun Bowen just destroying guys in the breakdown. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on in the middle of the field there. Deshaun Bowen, as I said before, just a wrecking ball as he just pushes past 2 Mexican players. And Anton Ngongo walking in for an easy try. Referee having a discussion with the AR on the far side.
La verdad es que creo que el equipo mexicano ha sabido mantener el ritmo de este partido. Claramente, a veces la habilidad de piernas del equipo canadiense hacen que rompan la línea, pero el equipo mexicano ha estado ahí recibiendo los balones, tratando de disputar el balón, y 34-0 creo que con muy buenas ganancias para México.
Referee just off your screen having a quick chat with Deshaun Bowen at the 22. She has not reached into her pocket. Now having a word with one of the Mexican players.
With the captain, Franco Guerrero, I believe.
Kick is up and unsuccessful. Canada just running away with this one. 1 foot in that cup final. They'll face either Jamaica or Bermuda for the championship final. That game coming up next. The winner of that one will go to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England later this year. So plenty on the line for that second semi-final. You'll have Phaedra and Gavin on the mic coming up in just a few minutes for that one.
Número 9, Enrique Carmona de México. Actualmente es un jugador de la Universidad de Denport.
Oworu can't get a hold of that spilled forward ball there by Mexico. Likely opportunity for just one more play here. I think Canada just comfortable out here, looking like they can do some damage on all aspects of the field. They can score wide, they can beat you right up the middle, they can, you know, chase down kicks. They're just a really well-drilled outfit, and that's what comes with having lots of experience at their national training center in Langford. Mexico, on the other hand, when they've had the possession, they've looked like moments of brilliance, but Canada's defense has just been too strong.
Absolutely, I can agree with you. And I think they need to be at least a little bit more focused on what they're doing in the moment.
Free kick awarded to Canada. Isherwood tapping, hitting the big man. He steps once, he steps twice. Got a guy on the outside. Isherwood once again finding Daskowicz, and he touches it down. Wow, the big man there from Tsawwassen, British Columbia, from the University of Victoria, touching down, putting the ice on the cake.
39 Canadá, México 0.
All started there from a line break from Oworu. Such a strong runner. And the kick is up from Kratz. Looks like we still have time for a kickoff, says the referee. I guess our broadcast time must be a little bit ahead, just based on the few stoppages that we've had. 41-0 is the score. Sorry, Fernando, over to you.
41-0 favor Canadá. Nuestro reloj aparece en 15 minutos, pero siempre el reloj del referee es el más preciso y al cual debemos atender.
Oh, picked up beautifully there. Deshaun Bowen brought down just 5 meters out. As I mentioned earlier, Canada just lethal anytime you give them possession or any sniff of a loose ball. That was Deshaun Bowen jumping on that one. Strong stepping there by Ancira. Sorry, over to you,
Muy buena
Fernanda.
pelota recuperada por Ricardo Ancira. Ahora tienen posesión y esperemos que estos últimos segundos de este segundo tiempo pueda resultar en algo favorable para México. Ahora Juan Pablo Martínez lleva el balón, es interceptado. Andrés Rodríguez es tacleado y la pelota sale fuera.
And there you have it. Canada victorious in this one, 41-0 over Mexico. And they are the first team to officially qualify into the Cup Championship final later today. Well, we've got two final games coming up at the end, or the championship games, the women's and then the men's. And it's going to be an exciting ending to the games.
Nos vamos 41-0, favor Canadá.
We'll be back in just a minute with the second Cup semifinals, Jamaica against Bermuda. Stay tuned.